From the farmers and ranchers of Farm Bureau, this is Farm Weekend. American Farm Bureau Federation President Zippy Duvall recently spent time meeting with key officials for one of the U.S.'s top potential trading partners. Chad Smith has details.
At a time when international trade frequently tops headlines, American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duvall is spreading the message of American agriculture overseas. Duvall recently toured the United Kingdom and met with a wide range of audiences to discuss several important issues.
I met with UK officials from the Department of Business and Trade, as well as the Department of Environmental, Food, and Rural Affairs. I also had the chance to meet with the U.S. Ambassador to the UK, Warren Stevens. I got out in the countryside and met with several British farmers and spent time observing their farming practices.
He said the United Kingdom presents an outstanding opportunity to create new markets for American agricultural products.
We think it could be an opportunity to set a gold standard for these trade deals. We hope continued conversations like these will help move these two countries closer together and strengthen agricultural ties. Our goal is to enable our farmers to help meet the nutritional needs of families in America and in the United Kingdom.
Duvall said his time meeting with farmers in the UK was an eye-opening experience.
The food production methods in our two countries have more in common than what separate us. We all face similar challenges, including labor, protecting food supply through responsible use of pesticides, and ensuring that we can stay in business to pass the farm on to the next generation.
Learn more about the trip at fb.org/news. Chad Smith, Washington.
Advocating for agriculture. More on that when Farm Weekend returns.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, just as you do ride-alongs to inspect your fields and cattle, make sure you do the same for your mental well-being. Take time to check in with yourself and your neighbors. And if you find yourself in a crisis, remember, there's immediate help available at 988. Mental health is just as vital as the health of your farm. Let's prioritize it together. This message brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau and Kansas Farmers Union.
Kansas Farm Bureau leaders spent a few fast-paced days last week in Washington, D.C. for the American Farm Bureau Federation fly-in, engaging in critical conversations that impact Kansas farmers, ranchers, and rural communities. During the visit, KFB met with members of the Kansas congressional delegation to discuss key issues including taxes, budget reconciliation, the Farm Bill, trade, tariffs, MAHA, and more. Additional meetings were held with USDA, NRCS, and TFAA leadership staff from the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative, the America First Policy Institute, and a White House conversation with policy staff, including Callie Means. Engaging with leaders at the state and national levels to advocate for policies that strengthen rural Kansas remains a critical piece of KFB's mission. Kansas Farm Bureau is hosting a summer listening tour across the state for members to gather, receive an update on the organization's strategic plan, and provide their input to President Joe Newland. Members are encouraged to join us for a meal and fellowship at one of the tour stops. To learn more and to register, go to www.kfb.org. Next, Insight with Will Stutterheim.
Frustrated with your current healthcare coverage? Kansans are saving up to 60% a month with Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. Choose from individual and family plans, short-term coverage, or dental and vision plans. It's quality coverage you can afford. Learn more and get a free quote by visiting kfbhealthplans.com or visiting a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
My parents fought hard to keep it, and I saw what that kind of stress can do to a family, to a person. Years later, as a therapist in a small rural town not far from home, I saw that same stress in my neighbors. Back then, talking about mental health was almost unheard of. Only 3 people showed up to my first presentation on stress in agriculture. Over the past 20 years, I've spoken to thousands of farmers and ranchers across Kansas. More people are recognizing the signs of stress and reaching out. Communities are coming together. Families are talking. The stigma around mental health in agriculture isn't gone, but it's loosening its grip. And that kind of progress deserves to be recognized. Kansas Farm Bureau's Rural Minds Matter Advocate of the Year Award honors those making a difference in rural mental health. Learn more at kfb.org/Rural Minds Matter.
Join us next weekend for another edition of Farm Weekend from Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture.